This is the video second part regarding poliomyelitis disease condition. This is for the GNM second years. Okay, the subject is the child health nursing, fourth unit, disorders and health problems of a child. Okay, in previous video we have discussed what is meant by poliomyelitis, what are the epidemiological factors, what is the pathophysiology. Up to that we have discussed in previous video. Okay, in this video what is the clinical features regarding poliomyelitis. Okay, in that the clinical features will be divided into 3 steps. Okay, that is the first one is the abortive phase, second one is the non-paralytic illness, third one is the polioencephalitis. Okay, in that first one abortive phase, second one is the non-paralytic illness, third one is the polioencephalitis. Okay, in this the first one what happens means it will be occurs in the 5% of people. Okay, in this the symptoms like illness 1 to 14 days. Okay, here first symptom the children or the who are affected by the poliomyelitis disease condition, those are have the illness 1 to 14 days. Okay, second one common symptoms every disease condition, fever, headache, sore throat, nausea. Okay, next vomitings, loss of appetite, next one is the abdominal pain. Okay, up to that any disease condition the children or the human being affected by these type of common symptoms. Okay, every disease condition the children's or the human body should be increased or decreased their body temperature. Okay, they are having loss of appetite. Next every disease condition they are having the anorexia, next nausea, headache. Okay, these are the common symptoms. In the first stage there is no effect to the neurological clinical features. Okay, neurological manifestation should be absent. Okay, there is no neurological abnormalities in the first stage of disease condition. Okay, next second stage that is the non-paralytic illness. Okay, it will be mainly comes to the 1%. Okay, here the illness is the few days. Okay, from the illness few days. Here what happens means the mild symptoms like headache, nausea, vomiting, pain. Okay, these are the mild symptoms identified in the second stage. That is the stiffness of back, means there is no movements in the body, especially legs and neck should be complete rigidity. This is the major clinical feature for the poliomyelitis disease condition. Okay, neck complete rigidity, there is no movements or there is no rotation movements in the neck. Okay, the neck completely rigid, flexed. Okay, next in that polioencephalitis, here what happens means the children are having the irritability, disorientation, means one effect we have discussed, vital centers of the brain affected by this virus. Okay, that's why the children are not able to speech. Okay, they are having the disorientation. Next fits. Okay, here the children are doing abnormal body movements. Next one is the tremors. Tremors nothing but here the voluntary movement should be stopped. They are not doing voluntary movements or the normal movements, they are having the abnormal movements in the body. Next paralysis. Okay, here complete loss of movements. Okay, this is regarding clinical features of the poliomyelitis. Okay, second one, last one is the complications. In the early stages we are not giving proper treatment to that disease condition. Here what happens means gastric dilatation. Okay, the gastric muscle should be dilated, overstretching. Okay, next complication, hypertension. The systolic and diastolic pressure should be increased than the normal blood pressure. Okay, next one is the pulmonary edema. Okay, this is the most common complication regarding poliomyelitis disease. Okay, here one symptom, that is the complication of melena. Okay, what is meant by melena? Who are affected by the poliomyelitis disease condition, that is the poliovirus causative organism. Okay, those are excreted black color stool. Okay, black color stool they are excreted. Next here one symptom, that is the hypercalcemia. Okay, in the blood the calcium level should be increased. Next one is the lifelong disability. Okay, for example, only the lower limb should be affected, right lower limb should be affected by the poliovirus, means the lower limb should be lifelong disability. Okay, the normal structure, normal function completely lost. Once they are affected, means in the newborn stage or in the childhood stage, once they are affected by this virus, means throughout the life their limb should not be have normal function. Okay, next diagnosis. How we are diagnosis the children or the persons? Compulsory if they are suffering with this disease condition or the virus, means by doing stool examination. Why? Because the children who are affected by this poliomyelitis disease condition, okay, their stool color should be black, no? That's why we have to examine the stool of the children. Okay, next one is the, once the virus should be enters into the human body, the virus should have the 72 hours in the feces. Okay, once they are excreted stool or they excreted in the feces, in that fecal matter, the 72 hours of period the virus should be there. Next in these the 6 weeks of more than after infection. Okay, here the virus should be identified up to 6 weeks or more than 6 weeks. Okay, once the children are affected by the polio virus, up to 6 weeks or more than 6 weeks, we have to identify that particular virus. Okay, next we have to do by this test, that is the ELISA test, enzyme linked sorbent assay test. Okay, immunosorbent assay test, the ELISA test we have to done for the detection of virus. Okay, next one is the polymerase chain reaction, PCR, polymerase chain reaction. What is this test means? Here we have to identify the DNA of the polio virus. Okay, the exactly polio virus DNA is there in the human body or not, that will be identified by doing the PCR. Okay, this is regarding diagnostic procedures for the poliomyelitis. Next management. Okay, management for the poliomyelitis. Here the management is the, that is the mild sedation. Okay, if the children are having the any problem, okay, for restoring this we have to do the mild sedation. Okay, next here we have to, why we have to administer mild sedation means in these spinal paralysis, for prevention of spinal paralysis we have to do the this mild sedation. Next one is the analgesics. We have to administer analgesics, for example diclofenac sodium tablets or the injection for reducing the pain. Okay, next one is the laxative. If the children are having constipation problem, for prevention of constipation, for control of constipation we have to administer laxative drugs. Okay, next one is the penicillin for the prevention of secondary infection. Okay, next one is the, we have to provide ventilation. If any breathing difficulty is there in the children, we have to provide complete ventilation, proper ventilation. Next we have to do the physiotherapy. Okay, why? Because the skeletal muscles complete paralysis, no? Okay, for improving movements, we have to do the physiotherapy in the children who are affected by this poliomyelitis disease condition. Okay, this is regarding medical management. Next, nursing management. As a nurse, what we have to provide it means, as a nurse we have to give complete bed rest to the children and isolate the children. Why? Because the disease will be spreading to the one person to another person. No? Okay, here for prevention of spread of infection, we have to isolate the children. Okay, next one is the, in this we have to do the immobilize the part. Okay, which is the painful limb is there in the body, the part should be immobilized. There is no movement for reducing the pain. Okay, next one is the, as a nurse we have to check the vital signs. Okay, temperature, pulse, respiration, blood pressure. Why? Because the children are having the one complication like hypertension. No? Okay, for knowing in the early stage we have to do the we have to check the vital signs. Okay, next we have to provide, if the children are having cyanosis, okay, the bluish discoloration of the body means immediately this is the one signal for the oxygen decrease in the body. For improving oxygen, we have to administer the oxygen by the artificially. Okay, next one is the, we have to provide complete diet to the children for improving the nutritional status, for prevention of malnutrition. Okay, especially we have to provide, when we are providing diet to the children, we have to maintain low Fowler's position. Okay, this is the best favorable position for the eating of food. Okay, next one is the indwelling catheter. Why we have to do the indwelling catheter means for collection of urine. Why? Because sometimes the central nervous system will be affected. Okay, the nerve impulses should not receive or transmitted. Here the children are excreted urine involuntary. So for control of bedwetting, we have to administer the indwelling catheter for collection of urine safely. Okay, next one is the, we have to administer antipyretics drugs for the control of fever, for reducing the fever, for maintenance of normal body temperature. Okay, next if the children are suffering with the any fluid accumulation in the pharynx, okay, by doing suctioning we have to relieve or we have to improve the normal breathing pattern. Okay, next we have to improve the personal hygiene. Why? Because the virus should be easily spread with the stool or the feces. No? Okay, that's why we have to improve the personal hygiene of the children. Okay, this is regarding nursing management. Next, last step, that is the prevention. Okay, how we are prevented this disease condition means with the administration of vaccines. Okay, administration of vaccines, we have to control this or prevent this disease condition of poliomyelitis. Okay, in that the vaccine, that is the IPV. Okay, IPV nothing but injectable polio vaccine. Okay, injectable polio vaccine, that is the one of the Salk killed vaccine. Okay, the vaccine should be Salk killed vaccine. It will be protect against the poliomyelitis disease condition. Okay, another one is the OPV. OPV nothing but oral polio vaccine. Okay, some of the drops is there, no, polio drops. Okay, the 2 drops will be save the children's life, like that the slogans is there, no. Okay, through the OPV, oral polio drops, oral polio vaccine drops should be improves the immunity power against the poliomyelitis disease condition. Okay, here the dosage is the minimum 5 doses we have to administer for the children. Okay, in that from the birth to 5 years of age group. Okay, from the birth to 5 years of age group children, we have to administer oral polio vaccines, that is the OPV. IPV nothing but injectable polio vaccine. We have to prevent the disease, that is the poliomyelitis. Okay, thank you everyone.